Imagine you're looking at a balancing scale with everything you do for other people on one side and everything you do for yourself on the other side. If it isn't balanced, maybe it's time to spend a little more time on you. And therapy is a great place to start. BetterHelp connects you with a licensed therapist online who can help you find that balance and stick to it. Visit BetterHelp.com/positive to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp.com/positive.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Sports Daily. Still trying to track down Sydney McKinney. We'll get her in just a bit and bring her on just as soon as we get her on. Tommy, Mass Street Collective, and we'll start this and we can pivot if we need to and then get back to it in a bit. So not Mass Street Collective, I shouldn't say it that way, but Mass Street now. So we get an announcement yesterday that we've got a return of KU alumni to Wichita. So, okay, we will get to that coming up a little later in the show. That's what's on tap for this hour. But right now, let's get to Sydney McKinney. Sid the Kid joining us here on Sports Daily for the first time this year, certainly. Sydney, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you guys?
Good. You guys have a game at Kansas up in Lawrence tomorrow. We can get to that in a bit, but let's look back first. Conference champs outright in the regular season. This stuff never gets old, I would imagine. How does that feel?
Yeah, it feels really good, especially after last year. We kind of let it slip through our fingers, so this year we're kind of on a mission to make sure that didn't happen again.
Sydney, how does this season and the way that it's played out for you guys so far compare to the rest of your career? I know that this has been a big culmination of a lot of hard work, perseverance, dedication, all of that, but it's got to be, pretty fulfilling for you to have, done what you've done early in your career and then see all of this pay off this season.
Yeah, I think we have a really special team this year. There's a lot of new faces, and as of recently and throughout the season, everyone's done great, and it's really cool to see everything come together, especially since it's getting towards the end of the year.
Sydney, and this year, too, just to sort of follow that as we're chatting with Sydney McKinney, superstar, biggest celebrity on campus, all those fun things. But, this year feels a little bit different, right, for you guys. At least it does from the outside. I wonder if it does on the inside, because you've got two pitchers right now, and Alex Aguilar and Lauren Howell, that you have to feel confident in, at least as confident in as you have with really anybody that's been through in the last couple of years, maybe to be able to take that next step. Those two ladies have been fantastic this year, and does that make it feel different as we come down the home stretch toward a postseason?
Yeah, absolutely. I think all of us have a lot of confidence in our pitching staff. Those two have done great. Allie's done great coming in, throwing her innings too. So it's really fun to play behind them and give them that confidence on the offensive side, because we feel so confident in them, especially having 3, 4, 5 that can all throw innings and come in and do a great job.
I want to ask you about the home and home series you guys had with Oklahoma State. I know that it throughout the last couple of years, conference play was one thing, but then whenever you guys took on like an Oklahoma State or an Oklahoma or an Arkansas, and you were in the regionals, like those are top tier, obviously elite national programs. That was always kind of a different story, right? This year wasn't the case with Oklahoma State beating them in Stillwater and then here in Wichita. What was that like for you guys as far as getting that feather in your cap of taking down one of the nation's top programs, not once but twice?
Oh, it's always fun beating Oklahoma State. We always get up for those games, and we came out fighting. And I think, honestly, we came out wanting to win more than they did, and we proved it. And it just felt really good. I think it gave us a lot more confidence, especially the pitchers, to see just how good they are and to see that we can go up against anybody.
Sydney McKinney joining us, batting .533 right now on the season. You heard that correctly. 16 steals, 96 hits. The record books just, blazing a trail here, Sydney. All of these reasons, and, we'll know you'll show some humility here, but we won't for you. You've been one of the great players, not just in the program history, but in the nation for a long time. And I'm saying all this because it's had me curious for a while. I've contended that you've been the most recognizable athlete on campus there at Wichita State, probably for the last couple of years. And we're entering a new era of college sports. We've seen you on commercials. We've seen the opportunities you've been presented. And I'm just curious, like from, when your career started to now and, coming back this year and all these things, how much has being able to, capitalize on your ability now in college athletics changed the way you've approached this? I guess off the field. Obviously, it doesn't change much on the field, but off the field, how much has that changed it? And just how good does that make you feel that possibility exists now?
Yeah, it's honestly super cool. The community here is awesome. I go out and pretty much anywhere I go, I can talk to random people about softball because they know who I am. So that has changed. I know when I first got here, not a lot of people knew who I was because I was a transfer. But, I go out, whether it's Walmart, Target, on campus, anything, I should expect to talk to somebody about Shocker softball. So that's been really fun. It's just opened up a lot of opportunities for me, especially through NIL and through the success of the team that I probably wouldn't have gotten without those. And so that has been really fun to just show people who I am, talk about softball, talk about the sport that I love, and talk about the people that have gotten me here. So that's been really cool.
Sydney, it definitely seems like over the last few months or so, and really maybe even before that, there's been a renewed an additional commitment to Shocker softball, not only with the renovations to Wilkins Stadium, which I know will be underway here soon, but a commitment to Coach Bredbinner, the American Conference announcing that the conference tournament next season will be at Wilkins Stadium. I know that, you're getting ready to move away from the program, but long-term, just as a future alum of Shocker softball, what does that mean to you, knowing that the hard work that you and your teammates have put in, not only this season, but in prior seasons, has led to this additional and added commitment to Shocker softball?
Oh my goodness. It's so awesome because I feel like I definitely in the last 5 years just grown so much as a person, and the program has definitely grown with me. And so to see that all that hard work of the teams that I've been on and the hard work that I put in is paying off, it's just super cool. And I don't know if y'all know this, but I'm going to be GAing for the softball team next year, so I'll still be around.
Oh, nice.
I did not know that. That's awesome.
All right.
I'll still get to help out and still see the success of our hard work that we put in.
Are you going to be able, just to follow up real quick on that, as a GA, are you able to pinch hit? Like if they need you, can you come off the bench and pinch hit?
Unfortunately, no, but that would be cool.
So when you've got a chance then to continue to grow with the program, and again, like I wonder, like what do you think life would be like right now if you didn't have the opportunities that you've had in these last couple of years, especially to grow with the community? And I bring it back to the NIL, but it's even bigger picture than that. Like how important in the sports that aren't in the spotlight, how big of an opportunity have these things presented to you, and what do you think the future looks like for the traditional headline sports that make the headlines when we talk about, NIL and all those things? But man, it makes a difference for everybody, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And softball is growing slowly but surely. The views are up. Everybody loves it. It's fast paced. We're fun to watch, and so I think eventually softball is going to get there, especially with the two pro leagues coming up. They're doing great, so that's going to be fun. But, it's just opening up a lot of opportunities, especially off the field. I've made a lot of connections that maybe somebody can give me a job one day because of meeting them through softball. So that's been cool, and especially now, like I'm continuing my education while still staying in the softball program as well.
What has it meant to you, Sydney, and to your teammates about the national respect that the Shocker program is getting now? So I saw just earlier today that your team now has the highest top 25 national ranking in program history. What has that meant to you guys to have sort of that national attention on you?
It's meant a lot to the team, especially because we have all thought that we should be getting that recognition for a while for the last couple years. And now we've kind of broke through that top 25 into the teens, into the 18. So that's been awesome for us, especially as a program, just showing how far that we've come and how far that we still want to go.
And to take that recognition a little bit further as we look ahead, and everybody right now has the same hope that you guys are able to host a regional. You guys are up to 18 in the RPI. The tricky part will be that Arkansas, Oklahoma State, and Oklahoma are also in there, but it's hard to imagine, putting together a better resume than you guys have. You've got wins over Oklahoma State. You've got the win over Arkansas. What do you guys have those conversations now, or do you let yourself have those conversations now? How do you handle right now as you sit and wait, other than going out and winning all the rest of the games you can play, obviously, but are you guys looking at that stuff yet?
Yeah, I think you kind of look at it all year, honestly, and we've made it to that point where we're right on the bubble of hosting one. And so that would be really cool for just the program itself, because we never have. But I think we deserve it, and even if we don't get it, we're going to go out wherever they send us and play hard. So I don't think that's going to affect us if it doesn't happen, but it'll be really huge if it does.
We got a viewer question, or I say viewer, sorry, TV talking. We got a listener question here, Sydney. Joe wants to know what your major is.
I'm majoring in criminal justice and getting my master's in criminal justice.
Whoa. Okay. So what do you envision, CSI stuff? Are you running people down? We know you're a great athlete. What do you plan on trying to do with criminal justice?
Yeah, I've always been into criminal justice, stuff like that. My dad, he was a police officer when before I was born, but he's always loved stuff like that, helping people out. So I am actually going to go to law school after getting my master's, so I really want to be an attorney.
Man, that's so awesome. And then you're an artist too, Sydney. I think that's something else that people probably know, but if they don't know, you love art, and you've got people can see. Is it at Homegrown where people can see some of your art? Are there how can people check out some of your stuff?
Yeah, well, I made a big piece for the Homegrown in Liberty, Missouri. So
okay, that's right.
People in Wichita probably won't see it, but I have an art page. It's called Sid Studio on Instagram, so that's where I post all my paintings.
You can go to Open Doors if you'd like to connect with Sydney and look for those opportunities. We love it. Sydney, you wear the banner of the university so well. We really appreciate that. You've been, again, the biggest athlete star on campus for a couple of years. The stats are all there. Everything's going amazing. We appreciate the time. Good luck in Lawrence, and then good luck in the postseason. No losses the rest of the way. We all know that, right? You guys can't. No losses the rest of the way, so we can get that regional here in Wichita.
That's the plan.
Okay, Sydney, we appreciate it. Let's do it again soon.
Yes, thank you guys so much for having me. Have a good day.
Said the kid. I'm telling you, you go look up the numbers. You will not believe them. They're incredible. Team USA representative. We didn't even have a chance to talk about that. All the amazing things, and what a cool opportunity for that sport, which I love. Right, I love softball at that level. Absolutely putting it on the map here in Wichita, and it's been so awesome. If you haven't had a chance to check out a game, go check out a game. You will not regret it. If you're a baseball fan, check it out. You will not regret it. My dad came in town, Tommy. We took him, because I knew he'd love it. And he was like, it was nasty weather, it was windy and cold, and he was just like, yeah, I could get on board with that. I could watch that all the time. And I told you, it's awesome.
It's so much fun. Really cool. I think that, not just Shocker fans, but this community in general, enjoy what we have right now in one of the best college softball players to ever do it in Sydney McKinney, wrapping up her senior year. I'm glad to know she's going to be back with the program next year. That'll be awesome.
Yeah, that's really cool. I did not know that. And maybe that's out there. I'll have to look, and maybe I did know that and I don't remember, but that is, I agree, that's really cool. Soon to be an attorney, which is also really cool. We're sitting here. Well, we're not as impressive as that. That's
No.
It's pretty awesome. Okay, real quick before we go, let's do one of our giveaways because we've got a few. Let's do Guardians of the Galaxy, Volume 3, Thursday, May 4th, 7 o'clock. That's this Thursday at Boulevard Theater in Town West Square. We can get you a little preview of that if you'd like to go. Be the first caller right now to the IHOP hotline, 869-1240. Jad will find us a winner. We'll come back with more Sports Daily right after this.
We're all looking to make more sustainable choices, but making your own shoes out of natural materials could pose a few challenges. The twigs and leaves in your yard aren't exactly comfortable, and while mud does perfectly contour the feet, it doesn't score high on the durability front. But thanks to Allbirds, you can skip all the backyard experimentation. At the Allbirds Innovation Lab, they're doing all the sciencey stuff like research and testing to create shoes from natural, sustainable materials. And their innovative processes mean using less of the bad stuff and more of the good, while making shoes unlike any other. Like the Plant Pacer, made with 100% plastic-free plant leather. The Tree Dasher, a running shoe made from eucalyptus tree fiber. And from Sugarcane, they've made the Superlight, their lightest shoe ever by weight and carbon footprint. It's not rocket science, it's shoe science. Allbirds is making shoes better than natural. They're supernatural. Find your perfect pair at allbirds.com today. That's ALLBIRDS.com.